Hello everybody, welcome to the video.
Today we are going to talk lots and lots of stuff at Road to Variety.
Do you want to talk about that scary Snow White ride at Disney?
No! Oh, that scary Snow White ride was scaring me up!
Over the time of traveling, I've grown a collection of lip balms. I have caught many behind the scenes of Diaries pictures. While on the Game of Thrones,
we got lots of cases and swords, and we had very good fun there.
We also did archery, right? Where we had bow and arrows.
And that was so horrible because I didn't manage to hit.
We also went zip lining. Did you like zip lining?
Yes, it was very fun. I liked it. I didn't want to go, but I also wanted to go, so I just went to go.
We also saw possums there.
And we also saw those flamingos cutting laces.
We saw what?
You know those cutting ants? Yeah, and we saw lots of monkeys sitting.
We also saw one on the road. There were just a bunch of cars.
That was so weird.
There were just a bunch of cars parked behind the sloth because the sloth was moving very slowly.
Because we had to stop and look at it until it came away.
We made chocolate one time, and it was really cool because we got to see the whole process of how chocolate is made.
I also put lots of sprinkles on mine.
Mine were pineapple shaped. I tried pretty much every pink lemonade we had. I've tried a variety amount of pink lemonades. Most of them didn't taste as good as I imagined. In my opinion, the best tasting lemonade is the one in Brazil in the restaurant Meats.
Bakersfield is very, very nice, but I like eating there.
We always go to the same ramen restaurant because it was like really, really good. Often when we'd share, you would eat all my eggs and all the seaweed, and you'd leave all the bamboo so that I would have to eat them. Every time we'd go to the little convenience store in Japan, because there's a lot of them, I would always get strawberry milk because that thing was delicious. And it's very, very cute looking. Five Guys is amazing, okay?
No,
Dad said there's Five Guys in London. Yeah.
Let's travel!
Let's talk about Canada because I love Canada.
I like scrubbing my face on you.
Niagara Falls was really fun. There's like that road which looks like Universal City Walk, and there's lots of fun things to do there. We only did the Ferris wheel, but we got to see falls during the night. They were all had lights on and looked really, really cool. We also took the little boat. It was really close to the waterfall, and everybody came out soaking. While drying up from the boat ride, we also tried some deep fried pickles.
Ooh.
Which were delicious, except they were very, very hot. We ate everything to do with maple in Canada. We ate lots of maple syrup, we ate maple taffy, we ate maple sugar, maple candies.
I like that ice cream of maple syrup.
I do not like Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is a horrible thing.
While in Scotland, we obviously visited lots of Harry Potter stuff because we're Harry Potter obsessed. We visited the Diagon Alley, or the street that it was inspired by, and it just gives you this feeling you're just like, I'm in Diagon Alley. You're a wizard, Harry. 1 second we were there was bright, sunny, sunshine, rainbows, and the next second it was a blizzard. We also visited the graveyard where some of the names were inspired by. It was kind of scary, actually. You know, I'm not a biggest fan of graveyards. We also went to the Elephant Cafe. There was like a humongous line that was going out of the store. That was on the same day we had arrived. Like, we had just arrived in Scotland. So for us not to sleep, we decided to take a walk and went all the way to the Elephant Cafe. Had lunch there. The pizza was really nice. So, food recommendations. The toilets are just like written all over the walls, and they're just like a bunch of Harry Potter quotes, and it was really cool. While driving around New Zealand, before we even left New Zealand, we drove down and explored the place. We passed through Kaikoura, which was really cool because there was like snowy mountains in the background, but there was also a bunch of seals. Like they were just everywhere, and they were so precious. There was a bunch of babies too. Some other place which I just remembered, which has snowy mountains in the background, is Queenstown. And it just has all the ski mountains in the background, and you can just see them. Also in Wanaka, there also is those, and there's just like the mountains in the background, just full of snow. And then in front, there's just this lake. So we went swimming in the lakes, and it was really cold, but we even did stand-up paddle. And can I tell you, SUP is a lot harder than it looks. And try not to get carried into the middle of the ocean like I kept doing for the majority of the time. from Japan all the way until I think when we returned to New Zealand, it was super hot. Like it was we were dying and we all were like really tanned on our faces and then we left New Zealand and we went to Japan again and it was like freezing cold and it remained freezing cold. We're in Ireland right now. It's gradually getting warmer though, which is a good sign. But yeah, hopefully London isn't too cold because I know that Hong Kong is going to be boiling hot and we're all going to die.
They're not going to be able to die because they also will look like a troll. I also liked going to Nicaragua. There's lots of maple syrup stuff.
No, there wasn't. Funny story time. I don't remember where we were. It was tour around the place and then there was these paddle boats in one place. We had a bit of time left. Me and John decided to go on the paddle boats. We got on water, we started paddling, we were like going really far away from the docks and like we were just paddling away. And then when we were going to come back, I hear clank.
Clunk, clank, clink, clank, clunk, clunk, clunk.
I cannot move my paddle anymore. I don't know what it was, but my paddle just stopped working. So I was like, John, I have something to tell you. And he's like, what? I'm like, my paddle isn't moving. So obviously that was a bit panicking and we were trying, to kind of like call attention. I tried texting my parents, but the messages never sent. They only saw us when we were frantically waving our arms in the air, trying to call for help. Saved us, thank God, because we stayed on the water for quite a while before anyone noticed we were stuck, which is kind of sad. Mom is very obsessed with sunsets, so everywhere we go, we have a picture of sunset. A lot of the times in South America, we waited and just sat for ages until the sun set, which literally felt like 5 hours. It felt like the sun was trying to go slower just because we were watching it. What's to never do again? Never get a house in the woods again. That was an awful experience. I think in Costa Rica we stayed in a house and it was full of trees all around us. We saw a bunch of creatures. We saw monkeys, we saw toucans, we saw humongous spiders which stayed on our deck. Anyway, the toilet is outside and I used the toilet in the middle of the night. Completely dark. Terrifying. The toilet also has a sign which says, keep the toilet lid closed because there's frogs. Carl often shares a room with me and often pretty much a bed. It gets very annoying when she decides that she is scared for zero reason whatsoever. Oh. I don't like sharing beds with you because you stuff your foot in my mouth. Also, Joss is really creepy during the night because he just gets scared for some reason and decides to just walk around the house. And he acts like this weird black shadow which is just walking across the house in the dark. I also don't like to have to sleep anywhere close to the kitchen/living room because I wake up later than my siblings. So when they wake up and go to the kitchen to get their breakfast and then go to the living room to eat. How? But they just decide that now is the perfect time to start a pan band. Thanks to Machu Picchu, now whenever I hear a whistle, I automatically think I've done something wrong, even if it wasn't me. When we first started traveling, we carried a lot more stuff. Remember when we first left New Zealand, we were carrying a bunch of stuff in the back of our car. Now, we only carry a few backpacks, and our backpacks have gotten gradually smaller.
My bag is pink, and yours is purple. Pow!
Oh, don't scream, girl.
Pow!
Don't scream.
But that's how I say pow.
Thanks so much for watching my terrible video. If you liked it, please give it a like for the amount of time I needed to tolerate with Carl.
I wanted to hit Melissa in the brain.